Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name is Bob, I'll be your host. And as you can see, I'm out and about. I figure since I'm really not going anywhere anytime in the near future, let's take a look and see what nature has done to me, and maybe we'll talk about some frozen ideas for your modern day TTRPG games. So let's take a look and see what nature's done. As you can see, completely frozen winter wonderland. Not really, I mean, it's beautiful. Not really that happy with it. Now, when I was younger, I used to love the ice and the snow at wintertime. Now that I'm older and I'm driving, not so much. But anyway, usually when we think of our winter role-playing games, or winter-themed games, usually our mind goes directly to fantasy games where snow dragons are launching out from their frozen wastelands to do whatever it is snow dragons do, or white dragons do. And different other frozen enemies you might use in your fantasy role-playing games. But you can actually use winter and stuff like this frozen waste, to benefit your modern role-playing games. I mean, what happens when the systems that we take for granted break down? Your players can't make their getaway from whatever caper they're involved in because the roads are completely frozen solid and snowed in. What if they have to do things that are dependent on what temperature it is outside? I know that's very specific, but it's a thing. Mostly it'd just be closings in the roads. How are your players going to get around when the streets are closed? What streets are going to be cleaned first? How are they going to deal with the frozen modern wasteland? You know, these are things to take into consideration, and a lot of people, they just skip on these kind of ideas for their stories, leaving the frozen wasteland type stuff to their fantasy games. But these kind of settings can really work for a modern game too. You just got to be prepared to work at it. And you know, it doesn't have to be vehicle or road related. What happens if the players are completely snowed into a building? You know, the snow has piled up so much that they can't open the doors. What are they going to do about food? What if the power goes out? What will they do for electricity? What will they do for bathroom breaks? That kind of thing. All of this can work into your modern day game. In the fantasy settings, it's no big deal. Everybody's got a firm grasp of what they want in a frozen wasteland for a fantasy setting. But you don't really see very many people taking advantage of that in a modern setting, which is sad. So anyway, I just basically wanted to show off all this really cool snow and talk a little bit to you, everybody. So thank you for joining me in my really cold, very snowy rambling, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else, and hopefully aren't dealing with being a frozen popsicle. Bye.